Hello?
Hey people, I'm Terry Bluez and I want to welcome you to Black Gift TV. Make sure you subscribe to the channel by clicking the icon below. Black Gift TV is your one-stop shop for colored content. It is the official channel for the Four Color Man podcast and the Dean's List streaming series. You also find music, stand-up comedy, and short film works. And if you like the content, make sure you visit www.blackgiftcreative.com, the official sponsor for the Four Color Man podcast merch. Now, let's start the show.
You are now about to witness the strength of street knowledge.
Yo, you know what's funny? It's funny you say that, right? Because it's wild. Because I have this debate a lot, right? Like, I feel like, and it's funny because I wanted to get your perspective on this because I know that you've actually been there. And I know that within you being there, it had changed your art because the piece that you did when you got back about like our ancestors from there looking upon us now, like, yo, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I felt that. So, and also why I need to probably want to look into my ancestry, right? Or need to. I feel like there is this, because like, here's the thing. Like, it's hard for, like, I don't like the term to be identified as the term African American, right? I just think that's a PC way of trying to address all black people. Because, like, I feel like African American is people who've migrated here from Africa.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I make the example of what do you call a white South African?
Exactly.
Is he an African American?
And
like,
technically, he is.
Yeah, he's more African American than I am. Like, I'm black.
Yeah.
But like within our interactions of African Americans and then black people, like, there's this. Is there a divide? Or I feel like sometimes there is, like, not necessarily like there is, like, I don't fuck with no Africans, but like culturally we do interact in this space differently because I think we as black Americans carry a little different baggage than somebody who knows or, like, you know what I mean? At least 2-3 generations where they from. Like, you know what I mean? So, like, is that like, it's not that we don't fuck with each other. It's just like, yo, we see things differently and like, oh, we really want to fuck with each other, but we just don't know how. Is that what it is?
It's okay. So this is the main reason why I decided to go to Nigeria to start the research as opposed to just interviewing Nigerians here. So just like us, anybody who comes here is not immune to the culture of the destruction of the black image and the black bodies. Like, this is an American culture. Our country was literally like built on, like, part of how this country was built had to do with the expense and kind of like how expendable the black image and the black body was. All right. And then it just translated. When it wasn't as overt, it translated into the legacy and like the image and identity of that as well. So it's the thing that has us not trusting black people we don't know on sight when we see them. If it's dark outside, you know, it's connected to that. And it's another black American to another one. One black American to another one. It comes from that. It comes from us thinking that, like, you know, shit, just from the visuals that we see constantly, that brother may steal my whip if I leave that shit open like that. Or that sister probably don't want me for nothing but my money. Or that child probably won't pass that class. Because, you know, it's all that stuff. We're not immune to it. So somebody who comes from another country is not immune to it. Now, one of the things I think is kind of wild about it is, imagine coming from another country where, you know, you do have all this pride. Because, like, in our country, you know, here, when it comes to building our identity and building our self-esteem, we're going upward. we have to reprogram ourselves. We have to reprogram ourselves and kind of do away with a lot of things that we have learned about ourselves. It's even whether it's subliminal or it's something that was directly told to us. When it comes to us building ourselves up, we have to say, oh no, that was wrong. That was a contradiction. Let me transform that contradiction. Black people from other countries, mainly African, we talking about African, you think about black people from African countries, they come from a place where everybody looks like them. The people in charge look like them. The people in power look like them. The people who they want to be look like them. So they already had pride, and they come from a place that loves people who look like them. Like they're proud to be who they are. It's connected to their identity. They saw themselves as something that was of worth, not having to prove to themselves like we do all the time. So when they come here with all that pride, and they're automatically associated with the negative image that our country jams down everybody's throat daily, I mean, I don't blame them for wanting to immediately distance themselves from that. It's like, no, I'm not that. I'm Nigerian. Hold on, like I'm different. Blah blah blah. And so I think a lot of times it's not a thing that is done on purpose because they came here thinking like I'm not trying to be like you. Because I just think it's something that happens when you get here. And just like association is a major thing. You show up and you like let me distance myself from that type of idea. And it's a tough thing because a lot of weird things can happen. And that shit is a spectrum in and of itself, because you have some that, whose parents had to come here and find a way to separate themselves. And then they had to teach their kids, like, listen, you are this, you are this, you are not this. Don't let me catch you doing this. That kind of thing. Because it's like, this is where we come from. This is what you are here to do. This is why I came here. This is what I brought you here to do. This is the kind of life you're going to have. You're not going to get caught up in this mess that they be caught up in. And so that affects people differently. And so that's where I think when it comes with some of the rifts, that's where I think that shit comes from. Because like on the other end, I've had black folks who claim to not like Africans because Africans, quote unquote, think that they're better than us or think that they're this, and this. Yeah. And I honestly find that to also be connected with their sense of self and our lack of sense of self starting out, is that they grew up being told what they are and all the great things they are. We grew up being told what we're not, what we won't be able to do, and we have a chip on our shoulder about that. And so when we see somebody who just doesn't even understand that life of being told that dumb shit, it looks totally different. It's like, look at this brother right here thinking he, what I'm saying? Because that's what it looks like. Hold on, he looked like me.
Who does this nigga think he is?
It's in there, and I've seen it. And my whole thing is like, that's not on them that you feel that way. That's not their fault. Get yours. It's the same shit like in grad school. When people see us shining, bro, like it was, you can bet they may not have said it to your face, my G, but it was, it was people that was hating, bro. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I know it. You can feel it when you walk in the room with people who used to talk to you all the time, and now they kind of don't. It was you used to be down here with us, but like you moving in a way that's different, where we all trying to figure it out, and you looking like you kind of know what you own. And it just affects people differently. So like that, so that's why I call it an illusion. I call that rift an illusion because it's not. It don't have to be real. Like we make it real. We make it real in a sense to where it just comes from not knowing. We don't understand each other at times, and it just moves that way. Because I could guarantee a lot of people who have all this stuff to say about Africans and black folks not getting along or whatever. More often than not, they probably don't have any African friends. And that's just kind of how that goes, bro. Because like people, you get to know somebody, that whole narrative changes, bro. But anyway, that's what I have to say about folks who live here. But when I was out there, bro, in Nigeria and in Sudan, bro, like it was all love, and they want to see us. They want to see like in all their newspapers. Their newspapers they're covering what Black people are doing all around the world. There's only a bit of it has to like. There's whole sections like that have to do with what Black folks are doing everywhere in the world. They are keeping up with us, my G. Like when I went out there, Venus was playing. I forgot what tournament it was, but Venus was playing.
Yo, it don't matter who she played. No, you know what's funny? Whenever Serena's playing, nobody know who she playing against. Nobody give a fuck.
Yeah.
Nobody give a fuck about who she playing against. Everybody's talking about Serena. Nobody even give a fuck if she played against her sister, nigga.
No.
Like
and this was her sister that was us. So they had Venus. They had Venus on the front page of the newspaper, bro. This the Nigerian newspaper.
Yeah.
And they had Venus on the front, and they had other brothers from other places who were doing shit in other places. They just keeping up with Black folks everywhere. So I believe there's a lot more interconnectivity and interest than we actually know, and you get a different sense of what it feels like to be like the majority in a sense, because like I've stopped calling myself a minority after having been out there, because I find myself connected with folks in other places now. I find myself connected when I was the majority out there. I took that back. I brought that back with me. I brought that feeling back with me to where I don't feel like, because like the idea of being a minority just sounds like you're gonna lose if shit goes south. This is what it just feels like off the rip before anything happens. It feel like, hey, you know you're already losing, right? And so I kind of like lost that idea just from being out there, because I felt connected with them. They were like, yeah, we're thinking about y'all all the time. And that was just wild to me, bro. I'm like, damn. Because I think one of the issues I used to have was the idea of like feeling alone at times, like feeling like outnumbered or like kind of like powerless in a way that, you know, you always, because I've been the Black dude in the room a lot of times. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so I've never felt powerless in being the Black dude in the room, but like being alone was just like a thing to me. And it was just, it was just normal to me. And so what they were telling me is just like, nah, bro, you're never alone. And I still talk to my Nigerian family now. Like I talk to them every week. And it's just good to get connected.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. Yo, man, because that's interesting you say that, man. I'm glad to hear that, because like I seen that change in your work of like, especially that the mural you painted for the graduate thesis that was you know, our ancestors looking up on us.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, hey, come home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, hey, we here, baby. Like, hey,
yeah. What's up?
We know.
That's
we get together.
That's how it was, bro.
Yeah, man, that's dope. That's dope. But shit, man, we're gonna have to wrap it up. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I'm glad we wrapped it up on that note, man. We do need to come together. Like, I hit up my man OD.
Yeah.
Planning on getting him on here. You know what I'm saying?
That'd be cool.
Because he's OD, if I'm not mistaken, is Nigerian, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I want to get some of his perspective.
Mm-hmm.
You know. But yeah, man, so we're going to wrap it up before we get out of here.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead and tell the people what you're working on and where they can find you.
Okay.
I know, man, you've been in all kind of articles written up on you.
I did a little bit.
Tell the people where they can find you. Tell the people what you got coming up next.
Okay.
Any exhibitions, anything like that.
Okay. So you can find, so my website is spencerevansart.com. And my Instagram is SpencerEvans_art. And so you can find it. I post on that, a few times a week, and anything that's coming up in the career, anything that's coming up regarding a show or an article, I post on that pretty quickly. I have my website. I put things on there periodically, but the Instagram, you're gonna get things pretty much in real time. Right now, I'm kind of gearing up. I'm building up for a show that is opening July 13th. And that's so this next summer, July 13th, and that's going to be in Houston. First legitimate show in Houston, and it's with myself and a couple other brothers. It's called Three the Hard Way, and it should be a pretty live show, man. So I'm trying to, me being competitive. I gotta they cool brothers, but I gotta blow them out the water. So I got some stuff in the works. Some stuff in the works, man, for that. And so that's what I'm in. I'm on the drawing board with that. I got a few things that I started, and I'm kind of formulating that plan now. And I'm also teaching 3 courses at University of Texas at Arlington right now. So that is also, taking up a lot of that time. But I enjoy it. So everything is good, man. I'm just hoping to keep walking in my purpose, man, and reaching the next form. I'm changing forms on boys every chance I get. So I'm trying to reach the next form to handle the next situation I'm in and beast that so that I can get to the next one.
Dope, man. That's dope to hear, man. I'm fucking with you. And you said it's in July? Yeah, man, I'm gonna try to make it down there, man, on some real shit. Like,
that's a bet.
Come fuck with you.
That's a bet, dude.
But yeah, man, so shout out to my man Spencer for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, Jay.
I got to come up with a tagline. This is early in my career, so I'll come up with that soon. But this has been the Four Color Man podcast with your host, Terry Bluez, and we out.
All right.
Hello.